Picture your roster. 30 names, one class, but 30 different starting points. 6QRC is a math reasoning system that makes those starting points visible. Teachers can use it to see every student's live reasoning state, how they are actually processing the pieces of the problem before instruction begins. For students, 6QRC is a mathematical sandbox. For teachers, it's a pre-solve diagnostic window, a structural readout of what students understand, what they misunderstand, and what they're not yet seeing. This is the visibility moment. Before the first lesson, before the unit launches, in just a few moments, you'll be able to see your entire class as it actually is, not as pacing guides presuppose it is. So let's see how it works. Before teaching anything, run a diagnostic to watch your students' cognition make first contact with the problem before instruction alters anything, a true starting state. This prompt is intentionally simple. A ratio, a total, a question. Every pacing guide assumes students can already navigate. The purpose isn't the answer. It's the structure students reveal when they try to make sense of it. Inside 6QRC's sandbox, every response becomes structured cognitive data, not performance data. What quantities they identify, what relationships they misspecify, what conditions they ignore, where their reasoning wobbles or breaks. 6QRC is a true visibility machine, a clean pre-instruction snapshot of the class you're about to teach. Let's look at the 6 information elements every student response reveals. So, every math problem has structure. Students don't always see it, but it's always there, operating in the background. 6QRC makes this structure visible. It breaks every task into 6 elements that reveal how students are actually thinking. Quantities, what students believe the quantities are. Relationships, how they think those quantities connect. Conditions, what they treat as fixed facts of the situation's world. Constraints, what they treat as boundaries within that world. Objective, what do they believe the problem is asking them to do? Representations, how they choose to show their thinking. When students use 6QRC, their thinking becomes visible across all 6 elements. Teachers can see more than whether a student solved correctly or incorrectly. They'll see how the student is mentally processing the situation itself. So let's look at what 6QRC reveals. All right, this is what the diagnostic gives you in minutes. A full structural readout of how your class is actually interpreting the task. Who identifies the quantities? Who misreads the ratio? Who treats the total as fixed and who doesn't? Who maintains the structure and who breaks it? Who can represent their thinking and who can't yet? This is the real starting point of the unit, not the presumed starting point. It's the actual one. And because the readout is structural, not behavioral, you can group students by what they need structurally, not just by how fast they finished or how confident they appear. This is classroom visibility, before instruction, before correction, which means you can now group students by what they need and not just by how they performed. So now, in a single session, you can have your whole classroom grouped by what they need before you launch your unit. So just to recap and close out, this readout tells you exactly what each group needs before you launch your unit. Group A is ready to go. They have the quantities, the ratio meaning, and the representation. You don't need to reteach the basics here. Group B, they need work on ratio meaning, not behavior, not effort, but the meaning of 1 to 2 itself. Group C needs quantity stabilization. They are misidentifying or ignoring key numbers. So that's the anchor point for them. Group D treats the total as flexible, not as a constraint. So they need fixed total reasoning and constraint reasoning before anything else will even stick. Group E needs representation support, not the math content, but the way they're showing the structure. This grouping is clean, fast, and structural. It tells you exactly where to intervene and exactly where not to, giving you back precious time that instruction usually burns. Thank you for watching and for the work you do.